We're talking about the fact that there seems to be a little bit of a crack in the MAGA world. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on here apologizing for her behavior.
Yeah.
And also basically going against Trump about the Epstein files, wanting them released. Also, not just her, Massey, who is a Republican, Boebert, Nancy Mace, and also even Elise Stefanik is turning on Mike Johnson. There's a little bit of some rebellion going on in the Republican Party.
There's no doubt about it. Well, first of all, when the whole SNAP program issue came in the fold, remember, a lot of that existed in the red states as well. So you had members of the Republican parties that had constituency to represent, and they weren't feeling like they were doing the job. That's number one. In the case of Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember, she came into office worth $700,000. According to the reports, departing worth $25 million. So I think she's doing just fine. It's one of those situations.
How did she make that money?
Well, I have no idea. You'd have to ask her. But I would tell you this. I think that she thought that she was going to be more supportive from Trump. According to a lot of leaks out of Washington, she had aspirations to run for the Senate seat in Georgia. Trump wasn't supportive of that. She felt betrayed considering how loyal she had been to him. Not to mention the fact that, again, SNAP situation, healthcare, the Epstein files that he campaigned on, that all of a sudden he went against, and she was a big proponent of opening those Epstein files. So they're clearly not on the same page. Some people are not on the same page with Trump. We understand that because, again, he's approaching his time up, and people are trying to reposition themselves for power, and sometimes that breaks those cracks of loyalty that you thought you had.
So it wasn't altruistic, her position. You're saying it was self-serving.
I don't know, but when you go from $700,000 to $25 million, I don't think the word self-serving is taboo.
Stephen, when we asked you if you wanted to run for president last time, you said, quote, hell no. So why is your name still being floated around as a contender? And is there anything that could change that to a hell yes?
Well, number one, because I think that I'd probably be a better candidate than most Democrats. That's number one. I wouldn't say that about Wes Moore. I wouldn't say that about Josh Shapiro. I love Wes Moore. I love Josh Shapiro. Ro Khanna, I'm a fan of. I like him a lot.
Jason Crow,
you got to pay attention to Gavin Newsom. He's gaining some traction. I don't think he'll win, but he's gaining traction.
Why not?
Because I think that ultimately they'll look at the state of California, look at affordability, look at homelessness, look at crime, and they'll say, hello, highest cost of living in the country. They'll be like, what? Wait a minute now. So I think that'll be a problem for him, but he's articulate enough to defend himself, and we'll see what happens with that. But
that's not his fault.
But as it pertains to me, I don't have any desire to be a politician. My life is really, really nice. But in the same breath, when I see what I saw prior to the election, if you're going to come to me and tell me that's our alternative, what was going on before the election, and you're saying, Stephen A., you could be on the debate stage with these politicians and you get an opportunity to call them out.
Are you referring to Kamala?
I would love it. I'm referring to all of them. Everybody. Nobody's getting a pass from the Democratic Party. Well, again, she was the candidate, but we know what happened. I thought she was set up to fail by the Democratic Party personally because you bypassed the primary. You knew that Biden wasn't ready. You knew it for a year, and you did nothing. And you were really trying to sell the American people on pushing him forward as the Democratic nominee, knowing that inauguration he would have been 82 years of age. Stop it.
So what?
They knew better. That's a problem for him, not everybody. Nancy Pelosi is sharp, but Biden didn't appear that way, period.
He may not have appeared that way, but my stuff was a lot cleaner and better when he was in.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just going to say it. And I'm going to say one more thing because, I know that you have very strong feelings about Democrats, but I do have this to say to you. It was important, I think, for Democrats to show that they stood with the LGBT community, that they stood with black women and women in general, because once you let us go, once you let women and poor people go, what do you have? And so I've listened to lots of people say, that you didn't follow what was necessary. They did it the way they thought they could. It didn't work for them. They got it.
See, respectfully, I don't like that. Let me explain.
That's okay.
Let me explain.
Just like you said to Sonny.
Let me explain.
He sure did say that to me.
Let me
We're
explain.
going to come back. We have to take a break.
We have to take a break?
We have to take a break.
When you come back, you can explain.
Okay.
More with Stephen A. Smith. You were about to disagree.
I was disagreeing with this. As a Democrat, the bottom line is this. When we talk about poor people, who ain't thinking about poor people? The Democratic Party, I know I do. I know that most candidates within the Democratic Party that I know they think about poor folks. I know they think about the desolate and the disenfranchised. I get that. But what I'm saying is that during the campaign, were you doing what it takes to win? You had too many people going after him for stuff that wasn't going to stick. It wasn't going to influence his voters. So what I would say to you, Whoopi, and what I would say to anybody that doesn't want J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio or somebody like that to succeed him, focus on what's going to win.
Yeah.
That's where my sports background comes in. Tell me what's going to win. I don't want to hear, but I understand the LGBTQ community is important. I understand that the desolate and disenfranchised is somebody we should always be looking out for. I understand the economy. I understand immigration. I get all of that. But the point is, I'm trying to win to make sure that I'm in office and you're not. What is it going to take? The Democrats did not do that last time. And that's what happens.
What is the winning issue now?
Affordability and safety.
Yes.
Period. Affordability and safety in the
Which
streets of the United
affects all
States.
those groups.
And
It does. It affects
a willingness to cross the aisle and show that you're willing to work with people to get stuff done so we don't have this chaos just because we disagree.
Yep.
I think that the Democrats try harder than the Republicans to do that.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Here's
Not when it comes to
here's
him.
what we do
Other than
know.
Trump.
We do know that you can listen to Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith on Sirius XM every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. You can catch him every morning on ESPN's First Take, except he took a little break today. Plus, he'll be joining Alyssa today on the Behind the Table podcast. Sometimes I just talk too much. We'll be back.